about the show and entertainment. This is some of the most inspirational guys we're going to see
This
during the weekend.
Very much, and this is a first for Loaded Cup.
It is.
This is the bodybuilding handicapped open class, and you can probably tell this is an open class. These two men would not normally be competing against each other. To the right, from Germany, Julien-Ashton Kreutzer, and from France, number 60, Edgar John-Augustin.
Yeah, and as it's obvious, Edgar John-Augustin
is a double amputee.
Yeah.
Below the knee.
And Julien is spastic throughout his body.
And we have from France, number 60, Edgar John-Augustin.
And this is a man who looks almost as big as our Belgian.
Yeah,
at 118 kilos.
Yeah, he has some amazing muscle quality.
So guys, it's your time.
And we are again going through the mandatory poses for our two athletes here, Julien-Ashton Kreutzer and Edgar John-Augustin. And what amazes me about both these competitors, of course, is that they are both in a physical situation where adding muscle mass is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
From what I have heard, amputees typically use 4 times more energy to do daily activities than you would normally.
Yeah.
And so for Edgar John-Augustin to have legs like this and to work out his thighs like this is very much amazing.
Yeah, and he's traveling all around the world, competing at shows and being at expos and stuff like that. We saw him at the FIBO Expo last year, where he was a huge hit with his sponsors, and he's going to compete at the French Bodybuilding Cup a couple of weeks from now. And the thing is, these guys are not just here for the show; they are actually in very good condition, both of them.
Definitely, this is, and again, as you can probably tell from these two, and as you can tell from the audience, this is not a freak show of any kind. These are very well-respected bodybuilders in their own right.
Yeah, clearly. And hitting their poses well as well.
They're hitting their poses, and this is definitely, from the audience reaction, we can definitely tell as well that this is a success.
Yeah.
For our first time here at Loaded Cup 2016. And this, of course, means that we will also get to see probably some very unusual free routines.
Yeah, yeah. That would be fun to see. I've actually never seen that before.
Thank you. Some short abs, some thighs. Beautiful.
You can see some great ab definition of both of these guys.
Yes. Very much so. And the crowd, as well, as you can see, reacts appropriately. It's two very good competitors up here.
Yeah.
So guys, if you want, you can have your own time for a pose down.
And now, of course, a pose down. And it's very, very nice to see Julien-Ashton Kreutzer immediately recognize that he is outnumbered in terms of weight here.
Yeah, and showing off some great energy. Oh, that's a great shot. That's iconic.
Exactly, that's a great shot, and it's a very minor pose off, and that's a pose down, and that's exactly what we want to see.
Yeah.
Volle Klasse, finde ich eine ganz Riesensache. Thanks so much, guys. Vielen, vielen Dank.
Julien-Ashton Kreutzer and Edgar John-Augustin in this, the first bodybuilding handicap open class.
And I hope we will see this class grow over the years.
Yes.
And being able to prove handicapped people they can be successful bodybuilders as well.
Definitely.
Nothing more to say about
Oh, are we getting a free routine?
And I
anyway,
think we are getting a free routine.
that's nice. I like that.
Julien-Ashton Kreutzer. He is starting on the floor.
You can see the definition in his arms here. You see the definition around his abs here. He has made his own work.
It's a very nice pose as well, and you can tell as well this is a guy who loves being there. He's
Yeah.
putting on a show. The crowd is reacting very well to his performance.
Yeah.
And you can see it in his face as well that this is very difficult for him to do.
Yeah. And still you can see how much he enjoys that response from the audience.
Exactly.
Applaus für Julien-Ashton Kreutzer.
Julien-Ashton Kreutzer from Germany.
So the next competitor from France, number 60.
And here the free posing from Edgar John-Augustin. Here he is coming on stage now. We get a view of him. And there's some hip-hop flair to Edgar John-Augustin.
And that's a huge back.
That is
for any bodybuilder, let alone a bodybuilder competing in the handicap division.
Yes. And this was our French competitor, Edgar John-Augustin.
It could have been fun to see him, how he would stack up against some of the other bodybuilders, upper body-wise.
Yes.
Because his upper body is looking amazing and might as well be in one of the open bodybuilding divisions.
His upper body is definitely another one of these number ones later.
Yeah, he looked extremely good in the bodybuilding minus 90 category, which will come on shortly.
Definitely. And our final medal ceremony for the bodybuilding handicapped open class. A fight between Julien-Ashton Kreutzer and Edgar John-Augustin.
And even though they have to reward them with gold and silver, they're both real winners here today.
Definitely. I could very much imagine Julien-Ashton Kreutzer getting the first place medal here, because it would mean probably more to him than it would to Edgar John-Augustin, not to put anything above the between them. But Edgar John-Augustin said tours around the world doing this.
But in the end, it's a bodybuilding competition, you know, and Edgar Augustin is an amazing bodybuilder. You can't deny that.
Definitely. And this is, of course, a competition that's practically impossible to judge.
Yeah.
How are you going to compare these two men?
Yeah, exactly.
Julien-Ashton Kreutzer does get second place. And a very well-deserved applause from the audience.
Yeah.
Go to France. He's a guy with a great upper body. Congratulations, first place. Great shape.
And here is your winner of the inaugural, the first Loaded Cup Handicap Open Class competition and your 2016 champion, Edgar John-Augustin.
And I hope we'll see him back here again next year.
Yes. This competition, this category has definitely brought a lot to Loaded Cup this year. It's brought a lot to the crowd as well. And as we can hear, the crowd are very, very much in love with these two guys. And a little invitation for a pose-off here.
Head-to-head most muscular. That's going to make a great picture.
That is going to make a great picture, exactly. And this is also what Loaded Cup is doing. The atmosphere here, very much a fact that these two guys can stand on stage and have fun with each other.
Yeah.
And can do this. And here he is, Edgar John-Augustin. Already an enormous man.
Yeah. And the audience is loving this.
And the audience very much is loving this. This concludes this section of the show. And we